I don't see no one talking, but I see y'all in there. What is going on, people? Person. I'll just sit here and stare at you if you're not gonna say nothing. What's up, Justin? What do you mean quit dying on you? Past 3 weeks I've been fucking churning out videos for y'all. Haven't felt the reciprocation. This is the first week I was like, I'm gonna take a little break because I've been working my ass off. No, there have not been live streams. I just don't know how I'm supposed to do that. Like, I'm only doing a live stream right now because I was like, alright, let's film this video. And I was like, you know what? I am so tired. I'm just gonna not film a video today. I'm gonna do a quick little live stream with everyone. Because, yeah, I mean, like, I'm either at work, filming a video, editing a video, doing my artwork, either for the videos or for my other stuff. And I'm like, I don't have free time to do any of this. I'm doing as much as a human possibly can. I swear. It's all good, Justin Bell. It's all good. I don't know either, but it's good to see you. Ooh, Walking Dead. I'll be honest, I'm like completely uninterested. I will watch it for sure. I might not do it for the channel because I'm just like, ugh, I don't know. I wasn't able to film all my reactions for this the first half of season 12? Is it 12 or 11? I don't even remember, but I don't really like it that much. I was like, it's alright. Hey, Angel Lover. I'm doing great. How about you? It's great to see you too. Angel Lover, we've discussed this. There are no message retractions. Oh, wait a minute. Hold up. If Rick is coming back, that actually might get me to watch it, like, for the channel and everything, because Rick, like, come on, I've missed him so much. I mean, I didn't think it sucked, it's just, I don't know, it felt really pointless. I'm like, we've discovered the Commonwealth, and we're not, like, really doing anything with that. Like, there's a little side story with Eugene and Yumiko and all them, but it's not like really substantial stuff, I don't think. Not enough. And the rest of it is just all these, what are they called? The Marauders or something? I don't fucking know. Who cares? They're like literally just generic cult villain of The Walking Dead. I am not a fan. And it is going quite well, Harvey. How about you? It's not confirmed about Rick? Well, I don't know if I'll watch it. Because if I have to watch that whole second half, even if it's good and there's no Rick, I'll be like, come on, man. The fuck? The whole point of not killing the character was so you could bring him back eventually. Like, the show is almost done. There are only 2 more, 8-episode chunks. bring the dude back. The Reapers. I don't care. Like, I don't care. I was sort of into it at first, but the more they showed with them, I'm like, they're just, I don't know, they're boring. I'm sorry, Rami. I'm sorry. Thanks, E. The Reapers aren't that great. Yeah, no. Oh, you saw Scream. I have not seen it. I've heard it's actually not too bad, though. Honestly, I watched the first Scream. Well, I've watched, like, I don't know how many Screams there are, to be totally honest. I know I've seen 2, the first 2 for sure. Maybe the first 3. Beyond that, I have not seen a Scream movie. Because I'll also be 100% honest, the original Scream didn't, like, quite do it for me. I liked it a lot more when I watched it when I was older. But even then, I was still like, I mean, it was funny. That's about it. Yeah, Rick needs to be. It better be more than the last episode. If he only comes back for the last episode, I'll be like, nope. I don't care if the show wrapped, I'm canceling it. Did I watch Game of Thrones when it was on? I did. I'm literally watching it right now, actually. I was on a rewatch for it. Oh god. Hang on. Wouldn't be one of my streams if I fucked it up technically somehow. But yeah, I've seen Game of Thrones. I watched that show as it came out, starting with the 4th season. I only did it for my channel for seasons 7 and 8. But I liked it. We've talked about it a little bit before, but rewatching it now from the very beginning, I'm like, it's a damn good show. Or at least it started that way. I think around season 5 is actually when the problems begin to arise. A lot of people say, like, oh, it's the last 2 seasons. I'm like, as I'm rewatching it, starting around season 5, you're like, oh, you kind of fucking that up. And especially knowing where it goes, you're like, yeah, you really fucked that up. Are you watching Yellow Jackets? I am not, but I probably will in the next 10 years. You know, sometime within the next 10 years, I'll be watching that. Because it does look good. It looks interesting. I'm not excited for House of the Dragon. I feel like there is simply no way that show can live up to what people want it to be. But fingers crossed I'm wrong. I love being proven wrong when I'm a cynic like that, because if that show ends up being really good, fuck yes. Like, that'll be really cool. But I don't think it will. And into hell. Jesus Christ. I really like my new lights. They're fun to play with. And that's nice. That's very soft. That's wonderful. Remember watching Game of Thrones from the beginning. Season 4 has some issues too. Barely. Or after rewatching it, I'm like, it's a damn good season. It's pretty solid. The only storyline they kind of fudged up in that season, I think, was Bran's, but they kind of fucked his storyline up literally ever since the 3rd season. They just fucked it up, so. I just finished Station 11. I don't know what that is. Is that a new show or a new movie? I literally don't know what that is. Not even Matt Smith can make me interested in new Game of Thrones. See, Matt Smith was the thing I rolled my eyes at the most in that trailer. I have no issue with the actor. It's just, I feel like it's kind of obvious they put him on the show because they were like, we don't have any star power here. Like, there is no star power whatsoever. We need someone, so they got Matt Smith. It's not like the worst. Like, he pulls off a somewhat convincing Targaryen, I suppose. Yeah, no, Game of Thrones, I feel like it had its time, man. It had its time. It didn't end that great, and because of that, everyone cannot let it go. Like, no. There needs to be a follow-up. There needs to be the redemption. And I'm like, that was it. Everyone, that was it. I mean, it's probably not. Obviously, we're getting this spin-off, and I think it's very likely that they'll redo the show at some point, just because people want it so much. But, I don't know. I think we all just gotta let it go. Just enjoy it for what it was. What's one show that was canceled that you wish was renewed for another season? Well, I've said it a billion times, so I'll give you two answers to this one. But the biggest one for me was Sense8. I'm like, that show really deserved like a 10-season like arc for everybody, because that would have been so good. That would have been such a cool show to continue with. Only get 2 seasons. Bullshit. But another one that got canceled that I really wish was renewed for another season. I mean, there's so many shows that just get canceled. I saw that Raised by Wolves got a trailer. I haven't watched it. I want to intentionally go into that second season like 1,000,000% blind, but I know there is a trailer, and that makes me excited. And that was a show I was worried might not get a season 2, so that's good. What's another one? Kyle XY. I don't know if anyone remembers that show. The 3rd season was god awful. They really fucked it up. Season 2 wasn't that great either, but the first season was so fucking good. Like, it had one of the coolest concepts to a show I have ever seen, and they royally fucked it up. But if they got a 4th season to fix it all again, I'm so game. All the actors are so much older now, but I don't even care. And the main actor for Kyle XY has since come out as gay, so there's that. It's all around, that would be a good choice. That's what I want. Same thoughts for House of the Dragon. Is it House of Dragon or House of the Dragon? I'm not trying to call anyone out. I just don't know. And I know Game of Thrones is really particular on its like vernacular. If you expect disappointment, then you can never really be disappointed. You see, I guess I'm just in like a really argumentative mood tonight. I swear I'm not trying to be. I don't necessarily agree with that. I'm like, if you expect disappointment, I feel like you can still be disappointed. All you did was expect it. So, that's just me. Station 11 was limited series set at the beginning and 20 years after a super dead pandemic. Ooh. Infinity Trains, Sense8, Travelers, Harlots. I've only seen Sense8 from that. I feel a little out of the loop, I'm sorry. Station 11 sounds pretty cool though. I should check it out. Never watched Kyle XY. It took forever to realize he didn't have a belly button. That's literally like the first thing they show you on the show. But yeah, I guess that would sort of be my choice. Dee, what is your choice? You're the one who posed the question. You answer now. Sense8 was so good. Now, I agree. I'm like, the rushed ending, it's not the greatest scenario, but hey, they gave us something, and I'll take it. I cried my fucking eyes out during the wedding scene, so I'd say it was worth it. Money Heist, interesting. And I'm not being a weirdo. When I draw on my tablet, you use this glove to not get like the oils from your hands all over the screen, so I swear that's why I have it. I've been drawing. Has Lovecraft... Oh my god, I can't fucking talk right now. Has Lovecraft Country been confirmed to not be a thing now? Like, is it really not going to get a season 2, or is it still just we're waiting on an answer? I suppose it's been a really long time now. It's probably not getting a season 2. So that's a bummer. I would like to add that to my list then, because I would have fucking loved a season 2 for that show. A show called Star. What was Star about? Was it also like Lovecraftian fantasy sci-fi period piece with tons of allegories to racism? Pretty sure they decided not to renew it. God damn it. That had so much potential. Like, I know the book, it's just one book, and they covered what they needed to cover, but there's so much potential, dude. If 13 Reasons Why, which also only had one book, can get however fucking many seasons it got, and every single one of them being mediocre, not fucking good, I'm sorry if you like it. I think that show is trash. If that show can get 3, 4 seasons, whatever it got, why the fuck can't they give Lovecraft Country 1 extra season past the book? Come on. Come on. Couldn't do Watchmen. They couldn't do fucking Lovecraft Country. I smell racism. Or homophobia. Or both. Pretty sure, I swear those gloves remind me of Kate Bishop. Well, it is similar to an archer's glove. Here, let me go grab my archer's glove. It basically covers the fingers that the archer's glove doesn't. So an archer's glove covers those 3 fingers as opposed to just the 2 closest to the pad. So combined, like, I'm just gaining power right now. I'm gonna have like 7 gloves eventually that eventually cover the whole hand. I'm just like building up power until we get there. Kyle XY actor is a YouTuber with husband. I know, he's so cute. I definitely had a crush on him when I watched the show, and it was before I had come out, or like even to myself come out, so I didn't realize it, but I definitely had a crush on him. Leftovers had like 4 seasons from 1 book. You see, I'm okay with taking 1 book and like getting every fucking detail you can in there. That's cool. Like Game of Thrones. It took seasons 3 and 4 is the 3rd book. I'm like, that's a great way to do it. Like, don't cut stuff out. Just make more show. Like, there's no reason not to. You'll make money off it. And I fucking promise everyone I will watch The Leftovers. Like, it's coming up. I know I've literally said, Leftovers is the next show 7 fucking times. And then proceeded to replace it with a different show. But stuff just comes out too fast and I want to watch it. I'm so sorry. Like, it was going to be in the spot that The Witcher has right now, but I'm like, but The Witcher, I really like the first season. I want to watch season 2. But I promise. Leftovers is coming up. Oh, am I looking fit? Am I? I haven't actually been working out very much. I've been doing, jogging. Not as much as I should, but still doing that. Hey, Gabriella. Fully agree. HBO was tripping with canceling Lovecraft. Hell yeah, that was stupid. The Lovecraft, or with the showrunner releasing what she had planned for season 2, they could have just ended Star with what do you mean? Wait, don't spoil nothing if I have not seen the show. I suppose the book and kept going. Thank you, Lucio. But I literally don't remember what I was talking about. I swear, I'm not that high. Not high enough to forget what I'm talking about. That's just good old me being forgetful. I'm gonna turn that episode of Game of Thrones off because I just have a sinking feeling it's gonna like copyright me for a theme song playing in the background or something. They've done it before. Bam. What have you all been up to? I have been working on my artwork. I'm working on some right now, but I can't actually show anybody what it is. So I have to do that, all in me doing some, so to speak. With my luck, one of these days I'll accidentally stream it and get banned from YouTube. Oh well. Worse fates to be had, I swear I'm not ignoring anybody's messages. I'm just trying to draw for a second, and I don't have two screens, so let's get back to it in just a second. I'm doing flat colors right now, which is probably my least favorite part of the whole process of drawing anything, because it's literally just like coloring like a child, in my opinion. You literally are just coloring in the lines in a more eloquent way, I suppose, but still, it's not really any different. It's the same thing, so it gets a little tedious. Doing line work is fun, because you're essentially building the drawing, the bones of the whole thing. Or that could be everything all on its own. There's plenty of people who don't color and shade their work. Black and white stuff is cool. But I'm having too much fun illustrating every detail, including color and light and all that. Alright, let's see what y'all said. If you want to add one to the list, the ranking of kings. Oh, it's cute? That's actually not what I would have expected from a name like that, but okay. Honestly, I could use some cute stuff. I feel like everything I watch is like an emotional fucking roller coaster, which in a way, yes. Hey, Green Venom, what's up? I've been pretty good. But I feel like good writing typically is going to give you a huge emotional roller coaster, but god damn it, sometimes I'm tired. I'm fucking tired. That last episode of Alice in Borderland, it's not up publicly, it's on my Patreon. You should go join. It's only $5 a month. But I cried a lot. Like a lot during that fucking episode. It was so it was so tragic. I cried while I was editing I cried the 3 times I went over the multiple insanely sad scenes as I was editing that video. It was really sad, and I'm fucking tired of it. Euphoria's made me cry. I don't think The Witcher has, but I haven't finished season 2, so let's see. Thank you, Jeffrey. I appreciate it. And I'm glad I can help you discover some new shows. And if you have any shows you'd like me to react to, send me a recommendation. My recommendation list is like a couple miles long at the moment, but I promise I'll get to it eventually. Oh, thanks, Daniel. I appreciate it. Euphoria is a damn good show. I feel like I'm getting a little bit of, I don't know, not a lot of shit for that last reaction, but I didn't love that episode, and I've noticed there's quite a few people that have differing opinions to mine on that one, and I'm like, well, sorry. Sorry, but I don't think that was the strongest work Euphoria has done. As a matter of fact, if anyone wants to get into that, I would love to do a quick little debate. Nothing heated, nothing, argumentative, but I would love to get into some other people's headspaces, because there's a couple things about that episode in particular that I see some arguments against what I'm saying, and I'm like, I do not see what you're talking about. What do you like most about drawing? Just curious, because everyone has different answers. I think the thing I like the most about drawing is probably the same thing I do about filmmaking. Like, you take nothing. You literally take nothing. And through artistic means, you bring it all together into this collective piece that you feel really proud of. Or, I hope you feel really proud of. I would say typically my artwork, videos or illustrations, I feel pretty proud of what I do. And that's definitely the best part about it, I think. Taking literally nothing and turning it into something. Especially when you turn it into something that other people like. You're like, oh shit, what the fuck? Other people like the shit that I did? I only know about Black Canary and Tomb Raider. Wait, what? What are you talking about? Did I miss something? Oh, I did miss something. She's working on a new show, so hopefully it'll be good. Star ended on a bunch of cliffhangers. We'll probably never get the answers to them. Interesting. Drink my tea. Just thank you, Tiana. Have you went on the Euphoria Instagram? I have not, because I am an old man who doesn't know how to work technology. And the creator Sam said about each episode, but I agree the last episode wasn't the best. I kind of want to look on the Instagram now just to see what he said, because overall I'm like, there are some strong choices here, which I am a fan of. I'm glad there were there was nothing mild about it. There were some choices that I just did not agree with on a conceptual level, so I should watch that. I haven't seen any episodes of Euphoria yet. I mean, I know it's kind of getting to a point where Euphoria is like the new, I guess, like Mandalorian or any other, like Game of Thrones, I guess, where literally everybody is talking about it to the point where I can see it can get a little annoying. But I can attest, I think it's a really, really good show. Like, it is exceptionally well made. And for it to be a show like this, at this level of popularity, I think is pretty fucking cool. Which you will understand when you watch it. It was announced that she has a deal with it. I'm very curious as to what this conversation between you two. Didn't love that episode either. I was a bit disappointed. Okay, well, I'm glad I have some people in agreement. Oh, thank you. I wasn't trying to give a good answer, but I'm glad it was, it was a somewhat good answer. Are you going to watch Moon Knight? Fuck yes. Oh, fuck yes. Moon Knight is such a cool character. Moon Knight is, I wouldn't say one of my favorite Marvel characters, because to be 100% honest, the dude is quite literally, like, very unstable and not exactly the most reliable, but it's such a cool character that plays with, like, Egyptian culture. It plays with mental disabilities. Like, it's such a, I would say it's gonna be the Disney version of Legion. If anyone has seen that show, at least the first season, because I actually didn't watch any more than the first season, that show was a fucking trip because of the, like, multiple personalities and schizophrenia and all this kind of stuff. So I think Moon Knight is going to be along those same lines, just, not rated R, which I can be okay with. You got it. Faye's underrated and iconic. I don't care. Y'all are talking about the show I have not seen. I have not watched Outer Banks, but I have heard so much. Nothing actually about the show. I have only heard the very, very varied opinions of that show. Or whatever the fuck it is. I actually don't even know if it's a show, but I know people have strong, strong opinions about it. And it's not always good, and it's not always bad. Did you just say I have a superiority complex? I love Degrassi. Excuse me, I can enjoy a good old teen show. Oh, my fucking face. Come in here and already starting shit, black and conscious. Tried to watch Legion, but I couldn't get past 3 episodes. It did have I don't think it had a slow start. It's just the show is extremely conceptual to the point where you literally don't know what you're watching sometimes. And I liked it. I thought it was cool. Same thoughts about the last episode of Euphoria. I think it was affected the most for the fact that the first episode was one of their best in terms of... Okay, yeah. What have I heard about it? I've literally... Nothing about it, only that some people are like, I love that show, it's so fucking good. Or some people are like, well, again, I don't know if they said show or not. They're like, I love that. But some people will be like, that's fucking lame, I fucking hate it. I've just never looked into it. I have no idea. I literally have nothing. Just watch Peacemaker. They already are in episode 4 of that show. I was gonna do it for my channel, but at this point I'm like, fuck it, I might as well just skip it. I said I didn't want to watch it after Suicide Squad, because that fucking asshole. I mean, I know that's the point, you know, he's the bad guy, or he's the anti-hero, but I don't know. He wasn't as likable to me in the Suicide Squad movie as I would like him to be for a show. And I haven't heard anything about the show. I don't know if anyone's liking it or disliking it. Surely did. But it's mid if we're talking anything about the early season. Oh, I mean, I know, it's not like a good show. I definitely wasn't trying to imply that Degrassi's a good show. It has its moments where I'm like, oh, that was good. That was not bad. But overall, it's, you know, child actors who, a lot of them, not very good at acting. Storylines that are extremely melodramatic, sometimes just for the sake of it. Yeah, it's not like a great show, but, you know, I can turn my brain off and enjoy, you know, some drama. If you're looking for another wholesome show, Ascendance of a Bookworm. That actually just sounds kind of cute. If you lived on my blog, you'd like that even more. Probably. Oh, if you liked On My Blood. I don't know what that is. Become overly mainstream, Euphoria, all the Disney Plus shows. Well, I may have been interested in the beginning. Fandoms ruined it for me with nonstop talk. I do get that, but again, I'm not trying to, I guess, alter your perception of the world. My suggestion is, as dumb as it sounds, like, just who fucking cares what anyone is saying about said popular show or not. Like, if it's good, it's good. And if it's not, it's not. And the only way to find out is if you watch it and see if you like it or not. Like, I'm sitting here talking shit about Degrassi. I'll bet a lot of you have never seen it. Go watch an episode. You'll probably, more than likely, you're gonna be like, what the fuck is this? I hate this. But who knows? Maybe you'll watch it and you'll be like, actually, I kind of like this. You never know. Just watch everything is kind of my advice. Unless you think there is something extremely problematic about it, or you hate, like, a person that worked on it, just watch everything. You might really, really like it. All the Disney Plus Marvel shows I have really liked. I haven't finished Hawkeye, but I've been really, really enjoying it. You didn't. You're lying. Lucia, there is not an HBO Degrassi reboot. That's literally Euphoria. Like, that's what it would be. Like, I swear, Euphoria is just Degrassi with really good writing, and then you make it R-rated. Like, that's literally all it is. Again, I'm being facetious. Like, it's considerably better than that, but you know what I mean. Not a show I would typically watch, but I was bored at the beginning of quarantine and decided to give it a try and actually liked it. Nice. I've found a lot of shows like that through quarantine. And through you guys, which is always cool. Unpopular opinion. Eternals should have been a Disney Plus series. I don't think that's an unpopular opinion. I think I'm hearing that opinion more and more here lately, actually, which I totally agree with. I think that would have solved the problem of that movie a million times over. And Falcon and the Winter Soldier should have been a film. I'm not gonna lie, that's actually not a bad idea. I never actually really considered the Falcon and the Winter Soldier part, but I'm like, that's not a bad idea. That's not a bad idea. Let's go pink for now. Hell yeah. Let's get some pink up in this bitch. Did you hear that? Yeah, that cannot be real. The Degrassi episode where the girl exposed that guy. Sister stood up for her. That was. I'm trying to remember the specific moment you're talking about. I don't remember which characters. That's the sad thing. There's been so many characters that have been sexually, or I realize I can't say that on YouTube, who've been SA'd on that show. I literally don't know which one you're talking about. Like, you have to give me a character name. Or an actor. That might work too. Degrassi is entertaining. It's mindless entertainment, but it's not always mindless entertainment. Like I said, sometimes that show actually did have something to say, and it did it pretty well. Most of the time it didn't, though. Sentence of Bookworm is a feel-good isekai anime. Isn't isekai, like, when a person is charted off to an unknown world, and they're, like, the one human in, like, a world of beasts or gods, or, you know, whatever the fuck? Isn't that what isekai anime is? I literally just heard this recently. I feel like I'm correct, but I'm not sure. You should watch Peacemaker. You want to talk character development, it's crazy. Ah, shit. If they're going to give him good character development, god damn it. I don't want them to... Like, once again, I've been mentioning this a few times here lately. Can they just let me hate someone? It's just so much simpler and easier and nicer to hate someone who is a bad person rather than have to understand someone who's complex. God damn it. But if that's the case, I actually might have to watch it. Tell me what to do, senpai. Alright, you asked me to. Don't let the fandoms bother me on what I watch on the shows that I have. I know, Black and Conscious, you especially, I know literally no one else's opinion bothers you, which is really admirable, actually. I know for sure. I'm unbothered by the opinions of others to a degree. You're unbothered by the opinions of others, like, completely, which, again, I have some respect for. A lot of respect for. Any affected me only happened with Attack on Titan, Squid Game, and Loki. I still haven't watched Squid Game, which I will be doing for the channel. That show was way too popular when it came out for me to not at least attempt to ride the coattails of that shit a little bit. I hope it's good. I hope it's good. Because I'm liking Alice in Borderland so far, which is the show I most hear it compared to. And Loki I really liked, and Attack on Titan I am really liking. Even mom who isn't in anime love Ascendance of the Bookworm. Aww. Hey Aubrey, what's up? There's no way there's going to be a new Degrassi in 2023. I'll have to watch it. Like, on principle, I'll have to. I can't believe that. You're lying. Degrassi is getting a reboot on HBO. You know what? I'm not even joking right now. I 100% bet money on this right now. Whatever executives are out there who can confirm this, please give me, an extra $100 or whatever. I will bet fucking money that they saw Euphoria was doing really, really well. Is probably their most popular show right now. And they were like, so people like this teen drama stuff, huh? You know what was the only other teen drama to ever even come close to the popularity of Euphoria? Degrassi. Maybe even more so, to be totally honest, or at least in Canada. I bet money Euphoria's success is the reason Degrassi is getting an HBO reboot. I bet money. And thank you, Aubrey. I was confused why Rue and Jules were getting back together already in episode 1, but Sam the creator said from what Rue had always wished for was a relationship with Jules and the ability to do drugs at the same time, so that's why they gave her everything she wanted to see what she would do. Now it'd work out for her. We all know that shit ain't gonna work out in the slightest. The unfortunate thing, the second they kissed and got back together, I was like, oh, it's gonna be rough this season. Like, they are gonna have the worst falling out. I am calling it now. It is going to be biblically bad. Like, it is gonna be physically painful to watch how bad their breakup is gonna be. Mark my fucking words. I'm saying it now. I am breathing it into existence. It's going to happen. I'm telling you. So prepare yourselves, because it's going to hurt a lot. I 100% am confident on that. Ooh, if they did a Teen Titans, like, comeback of the original Teen Titans, that would be nice. Ability to do yeah. I'm sorry, I'm trying to read everything. I don't want to miss anybody. And on that note, let's go for a little teal. I mean, there is going to be a Falcon, or, well, actually a Captain America and the Winter Soldier movie coming out. But, I mean, now that I think about it, that show might have done better as a movie, actually. I'm not gonna lie, it might have done better as a movie. I don't think enough people would have watched it, which is, it's unfortunate, but I think that's why they did it as a Disney Plus show. They were like, we could make this a movie, but we are not going to get people out into theaters for this story. We're just not, at least not yet. So they went for the show. And then it was received pretty damn well. I mean, not as well as, I don't think any of the other Disney Plus shows, but still, it was received pretty well. And it's getting a movie. I can't believe the reboot is real. That is so crazy to me. I got COVID. Aw, I'm sorry. I don't mean to be an asshole about it, but I'm like, I got COVID, you got COVID, I feel you. I feel you. Sometimes when you get COVID, you just sit in bed and you just watch whatever you fucking can. Ooh, She-Ra. That's one I really gotta watch. It's one that's been recommended to me by you and friends and stuff, so yeah. Zoe Rivas, fuck. Wasn't that like one of the really new characters? I want to say that was one of the... I almost said Niner. That's how you know I fucking watched that show. Oh my god. One of the freshmen, I mean. I am not... Yeah, that's one of the new characters. I didn't watch any of like the latest seasons. Like, that's a really new character. She was on the Netflix Degrassi, and I was completely out of the loop at that point. I could only stomach so much of that show. There was a certain point where I was like, okay, yeah, this is just getting like really bad. Isekai equals basically Narnia. Okay, yeah, so I think I was on the right track there. You think Euphoria is trying to redeem Nate? I don't know. They have all the groundwork for it, and it makes me nervous. I'm like... See, it makes me nervous because I am one of the people who will allow them to do it. And I feel like people will hate me for that alone. But I'm like... All I'm saying is I still strongly think he is a closeted gay character. And that does not excuse the extremely violent, manipulative, abusive things he's done to all these other people. However, I can relate to being so confused with yourself, and especially with his fucking dad and everything, to act really violently or really aggressively. So if they want to go down the redemption path, I'm like, I'll take that road, I'll do it, but you're gonna have to, you really got your work cut out for you, because he has a lot to be redeemed for. The only reason I say it could be possible is because, as I know of for right now, he has not. I'm just gonna fucking say it. I don't care if YouTube gives me shit for it. If he's raped anybody, that's a hard, like, you can never be redeemed from that. Sorry, you fucking suck. But as far as I know, he has not done that yet. So, like, all the other shit, again, it's gonna be really, really hard. But maybe, just maybe, they could do it. Just maybe. But probably not. Like, let's be real. I don't think I'll ever like Nate. I don't think it'll ever happen. Euphoria aesthetic in your room is really gorgeous. Thank you. I'm just gonna keep switching it up now that I can. A lot has gone on with me. I'm an actual psychic, not even lying. Apparently I'm spiritually advanced too, which makes sense. I've always had an affinity for it. I still am 100% respectful of anyone's spirituality or anything. I personally don't like believe in or practice anything like that, but fuck yeah, I'm glad you are, doing well with all of that. Like, I don't know what to refer to it as. Isekai just means another world. Most of the time it's a fantasy European setting versus a modern Japanese setting. Sometimes it's like an RPG setting or World War I. Okay, yeah. So, okay. Yeah, I get it. Oh, how I wish I could be, Alright. I don't think I'm pronouncing it right. Isekai? Is it? I can't fucking pronounce it. I still feel like it's Isekai, but I don't know if that's correct. But if I could have that happen to me, just go to a fantasy world. God damn, that would be nice. Squid Game is really good. I've heard. I have not. So far, I haven't heard a single person I know of dislike it. So that's a good sign. Violet Evergarden. That sounds familiar. She wanted to be a librarian. She gets killed by books falling on her. She then wakes up in another world where she is a sickly child with no books. That doesn't sound heartwarming. That sounds fucking sad. The fuck? Like, I'm sure it gets to a point where it's like, oh, it's great. That's wonderful. But those startups sure fucking ain't. It was Pretty Little Liars, Degrassi, and Gossip Girl. Yeah, I'd say those are probably the big three, like, drama shows. Like, melodrama shows. Not a full-on soap opera, but getting close. Hey, Noah. I haven't been here in a while, so that's not your fault. I have a huge feeling they're going to try to turn Nate into a good guy by him coming out or something, and I feel like his dad will maybe come out too, because episode 3 is Nate's... What? Episode 3 is about Nate's dad? That's kind of cool. Like, I fucking hate the dude, but that's kind of cool. Like, for a minute I thought we were getting Fez's grandma. It's the backstory of the first episode, which technically we did, but, it was the Fez episode. Yeah, no, I don't want them to turn him into a good guy, because, again, I don't think I'll ever like the dude. But if they want to try and redeem him, there is a path that could be taken. It's a really, really fucking tough one, though. I personally don't see how it can be done. But I know it can. And if any show's going to be able to do it, well, this show has a good chance. Liking She-Ra more than He-Man back then made me realize I'm gay. I still haven't watched He-Man either. I'm not gonna lie, as soon as I saw that it was a lot of, like, body transformation stuff, I was like, I don't like that. I don't like that. This is probably an unpopular opinion, but I somewhat don't feel like Nate is gay. Okay, well, I'm curious, let's hear this. His whole thing to me is not be like his dad and be the peak of masculinity in him being... Okay, so you think he's, like... the polar or he's trying to be the polar opposite of his dad, and he realizes that his dad hooks up with, as far as I can tell, he hooks up with guys and girls, but regardless, he hooks up with guys, and so he's like, no, I am completely not that. But if anything, that makes me feel like he is. But I see what you're saying. Oh, and then being attracted to Jules made him question if he was... maybe. I still think he's gay. I see where you're coming from. That's definitely possible. You never know. Or I guess we will eventually. I feel like I'm a bit too old for Euphoria. My high school life was nothing like that, and I'm glad. I mean, I'm too old for the show technically, but to me the show is clearly not made for teenagers today. Like, it's made to be somewhat accessible to teenagers today, but at the same time, like, it's made for adults to partly show how much, you know, high school life and all that stuff has changed with the new generation. Because goddamn, yeah, it's in some ways very similar, in some ways it's very different. I thought Nate was gay until the show told me he's in love with Cassie. See, I still think it's a cover-up. You know how many girlfriends I had in high school? Like, legitimately, there were people who were like, oh, he's a player. Like, he's had a lot of girlfriends. He hooks up with a lot of girls. Which I never hooked up with a lot of girls. I don't know what you qualify as a hookup. Most people, I would assume, qualify a hookup as having sex, which obviously I didn't do that. But yeah, all I'm saying is, just because he's been with Maddie and Cassie and fucked around with Jules a whole lot, doesn't mean he's not gay. I asked this before somewhere else and got attacked. Are you gay if you are attracted to a trans woman? Well, we're not going to attack you for it here. But as far as I'm aware, I'm not trans, so I'm not about to be the spokesperson for that shit. But as far as I'm aware, no. That means you're interested in a woman. So if you're a man, that would just make you straight at that point. Didn't believe at first, but maybe I had an experience recently and it was chaotic and undeniable. Okay, alright. I'll be curious to hear about it. Maybe not tonight, because I do have to end the stream in a little bit, but I'm curious. Oh, I'm so far behind. Fuck me. Jacob Elordi just plays him so damn well. He does. Like, fucking hell, I hate Nate, but Jacob Elordi plays that character really, really well. I would say, not gonna lie, probably the top 3 actors on the whole show for Euphoria, I would say, is Zendaya, Hunter Schafer, and Jacob Elordi. I think those 3 are the singular best actors on the show. Like, they are phenomenally good. He's the complete opposite of Nate. Thank God, too. Like, that would be so upsetting to find out, like, oh, he's just kind of playing himself. Plays Nate so well. Oh, he's Australian? Did not know. He's losing his... Oh, he's losing his accent. I thought you said losing his ex, and I was like, what? I got excited. Hey, Vera. Cried watching Violet Evergarden depart with the little girl as she grows up and gets letters. Oh, that just sounds like that would get me to cry, so that's just wonderful. Let's go hard green now. Fesco did beat Levin to Nate. Something eventually had to, I suppose. Euphoria is pretty spot on with my high school experience. We was some grown-ass kids. See, in that regard, I'm like, I think the show's pretty damn accurate. Like, in my high school, kids were doing drugs. Kids were fucking all the time. Kids were doing, like, the wildest shit sometimes, actually. You'd be like, I don't know, the stories you would hear, you'd be like, there's no way that's fucking true. And then you hang out with these people, like, some other weekend, and you're like, oh my god, they actually did that. Do you watch the previews at the end? I do not. I do not watch any previews. I do not watch any inside the episodes. I kind of want to, though, because the inside the episodes for this show in particular seem really good. Game of Thrones inside the episodes kind of killed inside the episode for me. But yeah, no, I always go into the next episode super blind, so I did not know that the next episode was supposed to center around Nate's dad. It's all about the main character getting to a point where she can read and produce books. Aww. I feel like it's just gonna make me cry a lot, though. I'm an emotional person, and I feel like as I get older, it's not one of those things where it's reversing, where it's like, oh, I'm getting older and more jaded. I'm like, I feel like I'm getting more emotional as I get older. Like, it's easier for me to cry at stuff now. Like, even really, really cute, sweet stuff now will sometimes make me cry, and I'm just like, it's so fucking sweet. That never used to be the case. They said Nate was attracted to Jules instead and was just envisioning Jules in some weird way. Did they say that, though? And if they did, I need to get some clarification on the show. Ambiguously putting that in a montage, that's not storytelling. That's ambiguously implying something. So did they actually say that? Like, for sure, for sure? You do look like a generic cis fuckboy at first glance. Yeah, whatever. I know. There's nothing I can do about that. Okay. In my experience, Euphoria is dramatized, but it's somewhat similar to the high school experience in recent years. Well, yeah, that's the other thing. I'm like, the show is definitely dramatized. Like, you don't have character arcs and, like, you know, peak conflicts and stuff like this that happens in such a story-driven manner, obviously, but, like, shit like this does happen. Maybe not always to the degree that it's portrayed in the show, but, yeah, it's there. I feel like we were also way too grown when, you know, I was only, like, 15 or whatever. Oh, Lazillian, this might hurt your feelings. I know I look super young. I'm 28 years old. I just have a really young face. I was a whole gay bitch and did not even know when I came out. My friends were like, duh, bitch. I had a few friends do that to me too. But I still say, I'm like, I don't have that many, like, stereotypical tendencies that most straight people would pick up on. Like, if they were gay and they were like, oh yeah, I knew all along, I'd be like, okay, I believe you. But they're all straight and they're like, oh, I knew. I'm like, from what? What gave it away? You see me sucking someone's dick? No. I didn't fucking think so. You're lying. It's complicated if a man is actually open with his sexuality and he likes women and includes trans women, then yeah, he's straight, but the DL ones that kill trans women and hide them really want a femboy. I mean, I feel like, yeah, what you said. No further comments needed, I suppose. Had like one girlfriend for a week in middle school, and the second she asked to hold hands, I was like, bye. You're like, ew! I can't do it. I feel it. I 100% feel it. Anytime a girl was like, let's kiss, I'd be like, okay. And I was told I was very good as well. I'm just saying, I never really got to brag in high school about any of the stuff I did because I was so shy, so I'm gonna brag about it now. I'm a good kisser. But yeah, I was always like, can we wrap this up? They're not doing it for me. At least to me, too, is closetly gay. I mean, why then was he on that dating app where he found Jules in the first place? Yeah, the multiple dick pics still has me thinking. I'm like, he is crazy enough to maybe just have that for blackmail for some other nefarious reasons. But since they never showed us said nefarious reasons, I'm like, I feel like he just had those because he's gay. I'm just saying. What sounded passive aggressive as fuck? I'm sorry. I typically am super passive aggressive, and I don't mean to be an asshole. What did I say? Game of Thrones is better than Game of Thrones. Shut up. I love Game of Thrones though. That is really, really fun. He's literally the most adorable guy who went on Jimmy Fallon to talk about Euphoria, and when Jimmy was like, everyone's happy Nate got a beating, he's got... Aww. That's cute. Because, yeah, we all really were very excited to watch Nate get his ass beat. That was lovely. Because he attacked Jules at the party, but it was the same night she said that. Wait, what are you referring to again? I don't remember what I asked or what I was talking about. Speak for yourself. My life was a show, especially in high school. I mean, that's what I'm saying. I'm just saying it didn't wrap itself up in storylines, the way TV shows do. Usually stuff doesn't really get resolved. It just continues on and on and on until people either forget about it or people pretend like they forgive each other for something and they don't actually. That was how high school was for me, at least. I wonder where Nate's little brother is. Oh yeah, I forgot about it. That's so sad. Like, they literally, I remember in Nate's episode, they refer to the fact that the dad, doesn't give a shit about his other son because he deems him worthless, and I forgot about him. That makes me feel bad. Seen some people saying Ash is Nate's brother, but I don't know how I feel about that theory. How the fuck would that make any sense? If they did that, that would be stupid. Like, I'm sorry, but that would be way too convoluted. I'd be like, no, take it back. No. This is not Degrassi. This is not Degrassi. Euphoria is better than that. If that ever ends up being true, I'll be very upset. I was awkward in relationships with guys or girls. Like, recently I got back with my ex, and I realized he was too clingy, wanted no parts. I just himself kind of ghosted him. Oh, for the kissing brag. Then in high school, I used to be so rude to my boyfriends because I'm really scared of affection and love. It's just weird to me. I feel like I've always just been a shy person. Even like when I genuinely really care about someone and I'm open with them, I'm still the more timid or like shyer person in the relationship. I wouldn't say I'm like shy, but more so than I'm being right now, I guess. Wrote McKay off the show. He's not in the rest. That is really stupid. I kind of wish I knew that when I rated the first episode, because I would not have given it a 10 out of 10 if I had known that was genuinely the send-off for McKay's character, because that's weak. That's weak, dude. To write the character off without actually exploring the character, first of all, is fucking stupid. Like, I sincerely hope it's because the actor genuinely can't film this season for some reason, and it's not because they decided to just write him out, because if they decided to write him out, I'm like, you wasted a lot of opportunity right there. What the fuck? But yeah, they didn't do McKay any justice. Yeah, they really didn't. I mean, the fact that they wrote him out like that tells me that his character was literally only there to be something for Cassie, and I'm like, that's really stupid, dude. Like, that's really stupid. They didn't do anything drastic, though. They didn't kill him. They didn't move his character to another country or some shit. He can always come back for the next season if they're not fucking stupid, is all I have to say about that. The story is told through Rue's perspective. Apparently they had a different actor that was supposed to play McKay. What? Like, he wasn't ever supposed to be in the first season, so after he did it, he's like, alright, that was it, man. That was all I was supposed to do. But when he couldn't do it, HBO Sound, Angus plays him, but Sam just wanted to completely cut the character. He's really only there for Cassie. That's really stupid, dude. I love the show, but that's a really weak point, is McKay's character. And if they're going to do this with Cassie's character this season, I'm like, oh, you better have something good up your sleeve, because right now you're fucking her character up after writing him out in a rather, unceremonious way. Nate has two brothers. Nate is the middle, and we saw the older loser brother, but there's a... Oh, really? I did not realize that. How have I never picked up on that? Okay, well, if that's the case, then especially it can't be fucking Ashtray. There's no way. There's zero chance. I'm trying to play it off as him never talking about it was a part of his character as dealing with his emotions in unhealthy ways or whatever, and that's weird to me. Alright, well then show me that. Like, you can't be like, oh, we just didn't show the character after said, sexual assault. That's it. That it's, that doesn't tell me like, oh, this is a person who's not dealing with their their trauma well. That tells me you didn't do anything with the character. Like, you have to go back to that character and show me the effects of said trauma and how him not talking about it is unhealthy for him, you know? I don't know. Am I talking out of my ass right now? I feel like that's a huge waste. If you won't give any additional diversity with black characters, specifically dark skin, we'll make them... What are you referring to? I heard that McKay was run out of film. They made an episode for this character in season 1. Right. I'm like, you made a whole episode for him in the first season, and you're trying to tell me, like, oh, well, it's not really supposed to be that important. I'm like, then why did he have an episode focus on him? Towards the end of that season, too, kind of, to me, implying, like, oh, next season, he's going to be a little more important. Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. Yeah, Lexi better get an episode this season. If Lexi does not get an episode this season, I will actually be kind of frustrated. Like, if they're going to give one to Fez, if they're going to give one to fucking Nate's dad, they better give one to Lexi. Like, come on. McKay should have been in high school, too. I didn't mind the storyline of the fact that he was, like, 1 or 2 grades ahead of them, just because I've been in the same situation where I was... 19 dating a 17-year-old, which I know there's going to be some people who are like, that's so fucked up. I'm like, all I'm saying is we went to high school together and I graduated a little sooner than her. Like, I feel like we were both at the same emotional and maturity and everything. I don't think that's weird or wrong, but so I didn't have a problem with that aspect of the character. I think it could have been interesting to see how he was isolated from the rest of these people, but I mean, they didn't do anything. They really didn't do a lot with his character at all. Even in his own episode where they focused on him, I thought he was a little sidelined, which you can go back and watch my reaction. That is almost word for it. I remember very clearly. The trauma of young black men is so overlooked. He was literally taught to bottle everything up, but when something as traumatic as what happened to McKay happens, you can't let it go. Exactly. Which I'm sure he hasn't. But they decide, oh, he just, he stored those bad emotions away and now he's gone. Come on, dude. Even if he didn't interact with any of the characters that I know in the show, that might be a little too disjointed. I don't know if I actually agree with that, but I just would have liked to seen how he dealt with that. That was kind of a big deal. The fact that they're not dealing with that situation, to me, kind of tells me that they don't view that sexual assault moment as big of a deal as it is. Personally. The ashtray theory is just because the actor looks like the third kid in the photo. Yeah, probably, but still. That's what I'm saying. Fez got ashtray when he was a baby. That doesn't make any goddamn sense. Apparently, he had no idea he was getting wrote out. He was excited. Aw, what the fuck, dude? That's so lame. It's kind of a weird side note, but I mean, they did sort of the same thing to the actor who played Carl on The Walking Dead. For no reason. For no reason I can think of. They were like, oh, he just turned 18. He can film more now. The dad is about to be written off the fucking show, so maybe make him super important, perhaps. No, they kill him. And they didn't tell him about it. They actually told him he was going to be filming a lot more for that season, and then they killed him. I don't understand why they do this shit. Why wasted opportunities are so fucking irritating? Is it not? To see so much potential in something and then not get it? That's how I feel about Eternals. I'm like, a lot of potential. Didn't really get much out of it. That's how I felt about Game of Thrones. I'm like, a lot of potential. Just didn't stick the landing. I don't know. I'm going off on a tangent. I apologize. I do think Euphoria has a race diversity problem. I think it does too. As many shows unfortunately do. It's not very reflective of an average public school population. I know. I'll bet as soon as you said that, I was like, where's the person to make the argument? Oh, well, they're living in a I don't know. Where do they live, actually? It's like a small town in California, right? Or not a small town, but like a small-ish city in California. So I'm waiting for someone to be like, oh, well, in that area, it would only be white people. Like, this was no true. Although, to be fair, when I lived in Southern Oregon and, Trumpville, it genuinely, there was literally like one family that was a black family, and everyone else was white. No exaggeration. So I'm still saying, if you're living in fucking California, you're gonna have a more diverse cast of main characters, I think. Like, it's not the worst. It's not like every single fucking character is white, but it could be better, for sure. Next season, have McKay murk all the asses. For real, though. For real. He needs to come through and just be like, I was one of the best characters in season 1, and for whatever fucking reason, just got abandoned in season 2, so I'm here to wreck all your lives. People were calling Maddie white on Reddit. What? Maddie? Excuse me. What? Reading how can... Wait, people, are you like being serious, or are you fucking with me right now? Like, there's no way people actually thought Maddie was white. I guess she's a little white, or like light skinned. Like, people could not actually believe that. Come on. I still love the show, but they did bad with McKay, and I hate the Nate and Cassie storyline. I hate the Nate and Cassie storyline currently, but that's because I don't fucking understand it. Like, I really don't understand it. Because Nate, I mean, they made the comment, like, Nate thought maybe he had brain damage. And I'm like, maybe literally he has brain damage. And he's literally, like, disassociating Jules and Cassie with each other or something. Because in season 1, he multiple times was like, she's disgusting. She's a whore. She's a slut. She's hooked up with every dude and their dads. Like, he did nothing but talk about how, like, worthless she was and how superior he was to her. And at no point ever was like, oh, that turns me on. Like, I like that I'm so superior to her. He was just like, ew, she's fucking gross. I'm superior. He might have real brain damage. You don't know. So for him to now be like, you're so fucking powerful. You have no idea how powerful you are. I'm like, what? You have to actually have brain damage, because that's a complete 180 from what you did in the first season. That doesn't make any sense to me. That really, really doesn't make sense to me. Cassie being interested in him, as much as it frustrates me, I think it at least makes sense. Like, she is, as they said, she loves to be loved, regardless of where that love is coming from or if it's healthy for her. So I kind of buy her being like, yeah, I'll hook up with Nate. I feel bad about it, but they're not together now. I'm still fucked up, but whatever. Hey, just in time. But I don't understand him being into her. I really, really genuinely don't. Like, I don't understand it. I love that the younger Ashtray was the actor's real brother. No way. No way, for real? That's probably why I got started then. Live off Crenshaw, help. Yeah. The diversity in Euphoria is just irritating. You mean to tell me we don't have a black girl walking around in 2 pieces with Maddie and Cassie? Good point. You got a good point. Like, I will say, Maddie, as a character, obviously is, a bit of diversity, so that's cool. Cassie's not. Nate's not. Ethan's not. Kat's not. Am I forgetting? I know I'm forgetting people. Maddie, is diverse. Rue's diverse. I would go ahead and say Jules I would consider as diverse, but at the same time, she's still white. So still got a lot of white people. Nah, I feel you. Live in a small town in Texas. Okay, well, I will say, I've been into a lot of places in Texas, and yes, there is a lot of diversity. I'm telling you all right now, go to Oregon, go around Oregon, anywhere besides Portland, there's only white people. Like, they're really, I'm not even exaggerating. I wish I was lying. I wish I could be like, oh, you know, I only saw my small area. I drove around so fucking much because I was desperate for human contact there. It was not a good time. There's only white people. Only white people in Oregon. It is fucking wild. Obviously, that's an exaggeration. Like, there is some diversity, but when you compare it to literally anywhere else, it's fucking insane. I'm dead serious, because somebody made a post about how Maddie was being done wrong this season as a woman of color, and people were like, Maddie isn't a person of color, she's white. What the fuck? Okay. Whatever. People. Nate only wants her because she's submissive, afraid to be alone. But again, that right there is what I have a problem with. I'm like, in the first season, it's in his special episode, it is made clear he doesn't like that quality in people. Like, he wants a girl to be, you know, an object. He doesn't want her to have any autonomy or anything, but he still doesn't want them to just be a submissive yes man to everything. Like, he doesn't like someone that just hooks up with every dude, or, you know, is easily swayed one way or the other. He likes the fact that Maddie and Jules are a challenge to him, and I know a lot of people keep saying like, oh, he doesn't like that, and I'm like, he fucking does. That's why he's after it, and that's why Cassie doesn't make any goddamn sense to me. I mean, maybe he's just trying to switch it up. He's like, well, it's not really working out going for, like, someone who's really independent and stubborn, so maybe I'll go for someone who's not. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, I'm curious. Is Alexa Demi not indigenous Mexican? I don't know. Couldn't tell you. I actually think he likes Cassie because she's nurturing. Maybe. That's maybe the best. That's like the only thing right now. I'm like, maybe. Because Maddie's certainly not a nurturing person. And I guess Jules sort of is, but Nate really never gave Jules a chance to do much of shit, so... maybe that's it. Maybe he's just like, I'm done with this type of girl. I'm going for a totally new type. I don't fucking know. See, I think that's why he likes her. I think he likes the challenge. Nate is diversity. He's brain damaged. Oh, Lord. She even grew up speaking half English and half Spanish. Oh, fucking go. Me walking around in Oregon watching wide eyes stare at the behind my face. Honestly, though. Honestly. Even if you're white, but you're, like, mildly artistic, they're like, who the fuck are you? Like, it is, I don't know. I fucking hated Southern Oregon. It was such a... Ugh. It was an experience, for sure. Damn, that's blue ass light. Thought Barbie Ferreira was Latina. Oh, she might be. Actually, she might be. I actually didn't even really think about that. I think I've become the person I was just saying, like, you thought Maddie was white? You're stupid. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm like, oh yeah, wait, Kat actually might not be white. Or at least not fully white. I don't know. Go to Oregon. Nope, that state was supposed to be a white supremacist wonderland. I mean, it's unfortunate again, because Portland, that place is fucking cool. Like, that place is so progressive and artistic and fun and accepting and fucking weird. And then there's the whole rest of the state, which looks beautiful, but yeah, it's a lot of Republicans, a lot of white supremacists, a lot of Trumpers. There's just not really an excuse. Like, I think of the Bay when I think of California, and the Bay is one of the most... No, yeah, 100%. Definitely. I was only making the excuse for, like, Southern Oregon specifically, because I was like, there's nowhere that only has white people. And I'm like, well, there is one place. There is one place. Just that one place. But I just had to clarify that. Barbie is racist. She said the N-word, and she claimed she was half black, and it was proven she's not. Ooh. Uh-oh. Why can I never just have nice things? I feel like there's an artist I like. I'm like, oh, they draw, like, child porn. I'm like, fuck. Okay, well, another one bites the dust. I'm like, this actor's really cool. They're racist. I'm like, okay. I really like this show. Like, oh, the showrunner, fucking does, like, dog fighting. I don't know. There's always something. There's always something. I can never just enjoy some good art without the artist somewhere fucking it up. Actually, like a kid prodigy in real life. He's like a famous... No way! That's fucking cool. Writing overlooks no indication of Nate's attraction to Cassie season 1. Wait, what? The other way around. Only makes sense because he's toxic with a hate for what he loves. Yeah. Yeah, okay. I'm in agreement there. The purple is trippy. It's technically blue. Purple gives off a more pink look to it. Like, this is my purple. Blue, like just true blue. This is just true blue. This is the worst stream I've ever done in my life. Didn't know all that. What was I... I'm so sorry, Vera. What was I saying that you didn't know all about? You should put the Euphoria soundtrack with that light. I should, but I'd get copyrighted, and I don't. I want to make some money. I'm not making a whole lot of hours of work. Half the actors in that show is controversial. Great. Wonderful. You can be Latin, brilliant, and be white. I guess that's true. I had a Filipino friend that traveled to Iowa on a business trip, and people asked, "What are you?" Oh my god. It's always a lovely question to ask someone, is it not? What are you? I have one nice thing in the world, and that's Alexa to me. Yeah, so far I haven't heard anything bad. I would like to keep it that way. She seems cool. Hot guy but cannibal. We're not talking about fucking, what's his name? Army Hammer? I was so devastated when you all told me that. I'm like, no, that can't be real. The way I can make a cute buck doing predictions and just leaking spoilers about Euphoria. Please don't. Please don't. Or if you're gonna do, like, spoil it for whoever you fucking want to, just don't spoil it for me, please. I've given you content. I really hope there's nothing on Alexa, but literally no one knows anything about her. That's probably why everyone is cool with her right now, because as soon as someone finds out something, you're gonna be like, oh, there it is. There it is. The girl talking to Elliot on the couch is controversial, but I don't know why she did. What girl talking to Elliot on the couch? If that's from the preview of the next episode, I have not seen it, so I don't know what you're talking about. But, oh, you mean the girl who was like, oh, who's that girl you keep bringing over? Was that his sister, his mom, his aunt? They never said, right? Is my Latina native goddess is a black native in Latin. Hell yeah. Sammy is like 35. I just found that out recently. I was like, she's 35? She looks so fucking young. I'm like, I know I look really young. Well, I don't know. Maybe when I'm 35, yeah, I could still pass as a high schooler. I'm already 28. I'm not that far off. Army Hammer did ruin fucking Call Me By Your Name. I like that movie. And I know that's a controversial statement all on its own. I don't fucking care. I like that movie. I thought it was a really good movie. And then Armie Hammer just goddamn ruined it. Oh, thank you, Rami. I'm glad you're enjoying The Witcher stuff. I feel like The Witcher's not really catching on nearly as much as I thought. I was only 2 weeks late too when I started doing my reactions for it. But I think overall season 2 didn't get as strong of a reception as they were hoping for, which is unfortunate. I really hope it gets to season 3, unless it fucking sucks or something. Oh, that's who everyone's talking about with Faye. I didn't remember the name of the girl who was living with Fez. She's apparently a porn star. Why is that a bad thing? Who fucking cares? Like, I've considered being a porn star. I still might one day. Who fucking knows? Why is that a bad thing? Alexa, a real trained actress. Just keep everything on the hush hush. True. They say Alexa to me dies and everything she's in. Let's hope. Ooh, yeah, if she dies in Euphoria, that would break my fucking heart. I had a lot of issues with Maddie in the first season, and in 2 episodes, season 2 has made me really, really like Maddie. So yeah, please don't kill her. That would fucking suck. Okay, 30-31. It's still very old to be playing a high schooler typically, but she actually looks like the right age, so it's not a problem for her. Like 22. I'll take 22. 22 is better than 14. You know, I was a pretty good boxer as a kid myself. I'm not about to sit here and pretend like I'm some fucking prodigy like this kid is apparently. That's really cool. What are you trying to say, Vera? No, a number favorite. What? I thought she was only 31, but Alexa could really pass for 19 to early 20s. Yeah, I think she genuinely could too. If you see pics of her as early 20 something, she looks like a fetus. Yeah, I mean, I guess the same's true of me. If you see pictures of me when I was like 19 years old, 20 years old, I look really, really young. Like, actually 12. Like, no joke. So yeah, I guess that's true for her as well. That probably does mean that when we hit our 50s, we'll still be looking alright. My eyes will look like shit, but whatever. I've just given up on that. Forget Call Me By Your Name. No, I haven't watched Encanto yet. I really fucking want to. Literally everyone is begging me to watch it, and I will watch it. I really want to watch it. I just haven't had the fucking time. Like, right now, this last hour and a half is the first hour and a half in like 3.5 weeks that I have sat down and not been working on something, and this feels really nice, actually. It's nice to just chill. We don't talk about Bruno's having jamming for days. Oh, what's everyone think of The Weeknd's new album? I haven't actually listened to it yet, but my coworkers were like going off about it, so I'm curious. I was like, I mean, I don't really like or dislike Faye, or the character. I don't know if Faye is the actor's name or that's the character's name. But the character, I'm like, I don't really like or dislike, but and the actor, I'm like, I don't know anything about you. Apparently, you're a porn star, and that's all I know. I liked Witcher Season 2 overall. I'm curious to see if I do, because so far they are making a lot of divergences from the books, and as I've said before, that's not a problem. Game of Thrones made a lot of divergences from the books, and that was never my issue with, whatever the storytelling might be on the show. I am just concerned, because I feel like they fucked Eskel's character up in that second episode, and I'm like, that shit made me nervous. I'm like, you better not do that to anyone else. Like, if they do, okay, there's another character I sincerely hope is in season 2. You can go ahead and spoil it for me, actually, because I feel like there's no way he can't be in season 2, because the book, he's a big deal. But Rience, what the fuck is he? He's a mage who At one point, spoilers for anyone who hasn't seen season 2 of The Witcher or read the books, in Blood of Elves, like the beginning of that book opens up with this guy Rience torturing Dandelion, and I'm like, okay, that'd make a dope ass first episode, and that's not at all what we got for the first episode. So I was like, okay, he better be in this fucking season. Again, I'm like, Rience better be in the season. So if he's in it, go ahead and tell me, because that'll make me happy. Well, I went on talking for way too long, and I am so far behind now. I'm sorry. Isn't everybody a porn star now? I mean, fucking everybody's got an OnlyFans, so. You know I love to test you. Yeah, I have to agree with you there, Lucia. I can't even like the movie anymore because of it. I'm like, ugh, yeah, he fucked it up too bad. Sorry, I just want a new color. Let's see. There's only so many colors to choose from, so. Oh wait, am I able to? I didn't know I had the cycle option. Hell yeah, we'll just cycle it through the rainbow, because I'm gay as fuck, boy. Let's go. Encanto. I know. I will watch it, I promise. I like her, but her lips kind of... She just has big lips, okay? It's fine. Leave her alone. Oh, not a bad thing, just interesting. Okay. I thought someone was saying that people found her controversial. Well, I mean, I guess that's considered controversial. Whatever. People... Whatever. And I know you'd subscribe. I know. It's one of the reasons I've considered it. Oh no. If you spoil anything for Encanto, I will never forgive any of you. I think one of the original cast of 90210 was like 38 when she got cast. Okay, well that show in general was like, they weren't even trying to cast people that look like teenagers. That was one thing I'll give Degrassi. They actually casted teenagers or younger people in the roles, thankfully. Oh, Faye's lips in particular. I thought you were talking about Maddie. They both have big lips, actually. Fake lips are another character in this show. They kind of are. I still can't get over how fucking funny that was, though. When she was like about to shoot up with heroin and she's just talking so much shit to Rue out of nowhere. She's like fucking drug ass, hoe ass, bitch. She's just going on and on. Oh, that was so funny. That was so good. Aww. That was in response to your comment, Randy. I should put that family through. I swear to God, if anyone fucking spoils this movie for me. It's sad they aren't doing a second. It's not sad to me. Like, well, I mean, I guess it is sad for all the other people who had to work on the movie, and you know, we're excited about doing a sequel, and that one person just killed it for fucking everyone. An Encanto live reaction. All right, maybe. It's not even late. It's 9:42. It's not my fault if it's late as fuck wherever you are. Miss or Mr. I don't know who said the comment. I'm sorry, I already forgot. I live in Georgia or New York or whatever the fuck. Weeknd is so overrated. I mean, I don't listen to his music, but I just don't know anything about The Weeknd's music, really. The last song I heard from The Weeknd was the one he did with Daft Punk. What was it? Starboy? I'm a motherfucking Starboy. That was alright. Don't care for his music, really. The actor's name is Cherry. I see. I've heard some clips of The Weeknd's new album, and I like what I've heard so far. It's nice that's too clear during this time. I'm glad. I heard the songs on the album sound the same, so I don't know if I'll tune in. like I said earlier, the opinions of others only mean so much. Watch everything. Watch, listen to, read everything. Unless it's extremely, like, fucked up. It comes from a person that's super fucked up. Just do it anyways. Just find out if you like it. Like, I only ask, not because I don't intend on, not watching or listening to the album, but I'm just curious as to where everyone else is at. Rience is hot. Oh, Rience is in the show. Hell yes. Okay, cool. Cool. I was like, that motherfucker better be there. Like, he's a fairly large part. He's, in the book, he's the only conflict in the second book. Like, he's the only source of conflict. The only fight scene in the entire second book is Geralt versus Rience. So, fingers crossed. I want to get that. And thank you both for answering me. I tried to get into The Witcher, but I was kind of boring, but gave me a lot of Game of Thrones vibes. Still can't get over that ending. I feel like I said to someone, I'm like, if you like Game of Thrones, you like The Witcher, but I feel like they're so dramatically different from one another. There's a couple moments in The Witcher where I definitely am like, they definitely stole that moment from Game of Thrones, but not in a way where I'm like, oh, that's really fucked up. I'm like, well, it's what it is. But yeah, I feel like it has an extremely different tone from Game of Thrones. And I feel like it might be a little boring at first because of the timeline issue of the first season, without trying to spoil too much. But I mean, if it's not your cup of tea, it's not your cup of tea. I totally get that. I've watched the game, The Witcher. Oh, you've watched stuff about the game for The Witcher, but never got around to the show. The games are cool. From what I'm understanding, now that I'm actually reading the books, I'm like, they're not very accurate to the books. Like, I know they're technically a sequel to the books, but still. But the games were fun. The third one in particular, I thought was a very good game. Had its issues like everything else, though. Yennefer, Rience, and the other sorcerers and witches. Yeah, except Yennefer doesn't have her fucking magic now. What dumb shit is that? I'm still so upset about that. I am really upset about that. How the fuck are they about to take... Aside from Ciri, Yennefer is the singular most powerful character in the whole fucking series. Or, well, I haven't read all the books, so maybe not. But still, you know what I mean. And they're gonna take away her fucking magic? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? I'm sorry, but that is a stupid decision. Stupid. Not a good choice. They should not have done that. In the writing room, they should have been like, oh no, this is dumb as fuck. Everyone hates it when we do this to characters. For a reason. Arcane Ascension. It's kind of an RPG fantasy series. No, you have not, I don't think, and that sounds cool. What's color that you hate that brings out your bags? Well, let's just take a look in the light. I'm sure you can see, like, I'm trying to see. Right now it's getting a little darker with the blue. Blue doesn't seem to like that very much. Reds and pinks are very, very easy on complexions. It makes people look like they don't have, any breakouts, any lines. Like, wait for it to go red. It's going to look so much better. And actually it didn't change all that much, but I'm getting hit with a lot of white light from the computer screen. But yeah. Red light, typically, as you can see, it like erases your bags. Like, completely. If you ever wondered why I had the blue and red light for my videos for so long, hint hint, that was one of the big reasons. But then let's go over to blue. All of a sudden, those details are now a bit more noticeable. You can see that there is a bag there. It's not terrible though. Actually, I won't lie. My eyes have been like a little less discolored than normal, so that's nice. But still, certain lights, they don't look great. I believe green looks horrible. Doesn't look that bad. But like I said, pink, erases all details and problem features. Red erases all of that. Purple, not so much. Like, as soon as you get to the blue or cooler side of the spectrum, that's when you have the problem. And now that I'm done with that explanation. Her name is... oh, wait. I kind of want to go back to the cycle, though, because that was fun. Her name is Chloe Cherry. That is cool. I really didn't expect her to be a big character at all. Or not a big character, but a character, you know? Has like the best soundtrack. That's what everyone keeps saying, and I'm really harsh when it comes to musicals because I don't really like musicals that much, but I'm not like, I wouldn't say like cruel towards like musicals. If it's good, it's good, so we shall see. And everyone's told me the music is great. Mandy's lips aren't big at all, they're just plump. Fit her face perfectly well. Stop, Raimi. People are gonna think that shit's real. Okay, making sure. Just making sure. Hey, if I could, I'd be living in Georgia right now. Georgia's still my favorite state. I hate you all. Stop with the OnlyFans links. That'll make me want to watch Encanto. I want to watch it, but at this point, there's like a weird hesitation. Every time I'm like, oh, I should watch it, I'm like, maybe later. I still have so much stuff I gotta do. What was the last book you read? Blood of Elves. Like, I'm currently reading it. So before that, Sword of Destiny. Like, I've just been reading the Witcher series because it's actually pretty damn good. So far, anyways. Rien's delivered the fan service. In the book, he wasn't like a fan servicey character. Like, when they first introduce him, he's not. I don't know. They don't describe him as like, ooh, he's super fucking hot. They don't really describe him much at all. Actually, they describe him as just having like very sharp, bony features and being fucking scary. And then he gets like half of his face like hideously burned because Yennefer's a boss bitch. So fingers crossed to give me that scene in the season. Don't spoil that if that's in there, but I don't know how the fuck they're gonna do that if she doesn't have her fucking magic. So I'm like, I want that scene to be in there, but I don't see how that's going to happen. So, you know, fingers crossed. This might just be me, but Game of Thrones Season 8 was not that horrible. I also don't think it was that horrible. It's just it was rushed. And rushing something, I mean, I guess you could argue rushing something can make it horrible, which I think they, you know, egregiously rushed Season 8. But I don't think it's horrible. Like, what happened to most of the characters, I'm like, I'm cool with that. I think that's good. It's just a lot of it happened way too fucking quick. Some of it parts, but can't wait for the day people stop comparing things to it. It'll be a long time, Raimi. It'll be a long, long time. And after rewatching so much of it now, I'm like, it's for good reason. Like, it was a damn good show. It paved the way for a lot of other stuff. There's a reason people compare so much to it. Witcher doesn't have the budget. GOT oh, fuck no. Maybe one day they'll get it if, you know, it develops enough of an audience, but I personally don't see that happening, and I'm fine with that, but, you know, Game of Thrones had a ridiculous budget. Like, it was insane. We don't talk about it? Okay. Oh. Season 8 was ass, especially when you start seeing the loophole. Or, I think you mean plot holes, but, yeah, but again, I attribute that... Okay, this is gonna sound really stupid, but Game of Thrones to me, seasons 1 through 4, I'm like, that is an almost perfect show. It is very, very well written. There are consequences to every action. There is so much chaoticness to everything, while at the same time everything remaining like within character motivations. It was just so strongly written. Like, it was so well done. And then there's seasons 5 through 8. Okay, wait, sorry, I didn't finish that statement. Seasons 1 through 4, like, written almost perfectly. And production-wise, it was super good, but, you know, they weren't at the time the most popular show in the fucking world. So they had a big budget, but not an insanely big budget. And then there's seasons 5 through 8, where I'm like, the writing just slowly tanks from each season, getting a bit worse until you reach the last season. But the production value and like just what it looks like is so good. Like, to this day, it looks better than a lot of movies I've seen. So the show has a real, I don't know, it's really hit or miss for me. Like, the first half of the show, I am just like gung-ho over the writing and the story. And then for the second half of the show, I'm just gung-ho over the visuals and the music. So, I mean, you know, there's that. I think... Oh, shit. I totally lost my place. I think Muggle Yen delivered good and hard. She fucking better, because... Why the fuck did they take her magic away? Why? I will watch Arcane, don't worry. That's definitely one where I'm like... It's bumped up on the list a little bit ahead of other stuff, because it looks pretty fucking cool. And I really want to watch it. See you later, Lucia. I do use cucumber for my eyes. I have peppermint eye bags too. I've never minded them. I kind of like them. I'm starting to learn to like them a little bit more. It just is what it is, you know? Have you ever watched Shameless? I feel like you would like that show. It's funny that you mention that because I fucking hate that show. I've watched every season except for the very last season. I couldn't do it. I fucking despise the characters on that show. I tried so goddamn hard to like everybody on that show. And everybody did their absolute best to throw that right back in my face. And by the time I hit season 6, I was like, I can't do this shit anymore, dude. Like, every character pisses me off more than they did the last season. I can't do this. And I stopped watching that show. I think for the most part, it's another one where I'm like, I feel like it had a lot of potential, but the unlikable characters were too much for me to handle at a certain point. Oh, that does sound pretty cool. Really? Okay, I think I'm gonna have to watch this, or have to read those. Season 8 just didn't make sense. There were some great moments, and I could see how something would happen. Again, I'm like, I think the endings of all those characters were fine. Just how they got to that part, I don't think it was fine. I remember when the Vampire Diaries took my favorite character, one of the most powerful bodies magic goes. You see, again, they do that shit in shows and books and games and whatever. They do that because they realize, oh shit, we made a character who is too strong, and we don't know how to write them into this story without them just solving every single problem every step of the way. So let's go ahead and remove their magic, and we'll just say like, oh, it's because we wanted to explore the character. We wanted to see what they were like without their magic. We wanted to prove their worth without it. Bullshit. You didn't know how to write them into that season, or, you know, whatever it was. And so you said, oh, well, it looks like they don't have their whatever anymore. Like, it's so lame. I think it is a very, very weak choice in terms of writing. I'm sorry, I'm checking my Twitter. Not the main Twitter, my personal Twitter that none of you even know about. I have to double check the screen to make sure there's no reflections. Okay, you can't see what I'm looking at. That was like earlier when I started the stream because of what I'm drawing right now, which again, I'm like, definitely can't show that. And when I started the stream, I thought it was on for a second, and I just went, accepted my fate, and then I was like, oh wait, I didn't accidentally show it. We're all good. Nothing makes me roll my eyes when people say, this is the next Game of Thrones. I don't think it should make you roll your eyes, because I think more when people say that, they're just saying, like, it's the next, you know, most world popular show. Most of the time they're wrong, and if you're upset about that, I understand. In some cases, I think it's an applicable statement to make. Really wish you'd watch The Vampire. I'm sorry, I'm not gonna do it. I'm sorry. There's so much I have to watch. I'm sorry. That's gonna be the one that's just gonna have to get the boot for me. I'm so sorry. I am gonna watch Wheel of Time. There's someone in my comment section who continuously keeps telling me to watch it, and I want to comment back and be like, I promise you I'm going to do it, because I do really want to watch Wheel of Time. I like fantasy stuff. And from what I've heard about Wheel of Time, it sounds like it has really cool like storylines, has really cool characters, good diversity. I'm like, it sounds like cool, but you know. I know what you meant, Chance. It's not really a typical CW show. It's really dark and has great moments. I know. I'm not like not watching it because it's CW. It's just there's so much that I need to watch, and if I'm being honest, I would want to watch first. Like, it's more of a priority to me. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say that show's just not gonna happen for me. I'm sorry. Maybe one day it will, but probably not. Hey, Geek House. Started out slow for me, but I ended up really liking it. Well, Shadow and Bone also started off really slow, and god damn, I love the finale of that show. Like, fucking hell. I'm so mad I can't post my reaction to it. I'm so mad I can't post it, because I was raving. I was just like, 10 out of 10, 10 out of 10, this was fucking great. Like, I loved it so much. But yeah, I'm hoping Wheel of Time is the same for me. I do think one of the things the writers did horribly in season 7 and 8... Okay, again, you're not thinking clearly. Starting in season 5, Tyrion was stupid. Literally, he never made a decision starting in season 5 that actually worked. It always backfired on him and the people, you know, he was supporting. Every single time. I didn't notice it. I thought also, like, oh, it's only season 7 and 8 when this is happening. Why is he so stupid all of a sudden? But I'm telling you, go back and rewatch it. Like, starting in season 5, he's just not a smart person anymore for the whole rest of the show. And I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I don't know why you did that. Okay, I lied. There's, like, one scene in season 5 that he has with Daenerys where I was like, alright, that was smart. That was good old Tyrion right there. But that was it. That was it. I don't either, dude. I don't either. Wheel of Time is the next Game of Thrones! The budget for Wheel of Time takes me out of it. Ugh, I hope that's not the case for me, because I wish I wasn't that person, but if I'm watching like a big fantasy show, big sci-fi show, it has to have a budget to match it, because if it looks cheap and poorly put together, I cannot get past that. Like, that will completely also take me out of it, so I really hope that it's not too bad. Finally started Euphoria, so I've been watching your reaction to season 1. Hell yeah. I hope you're enjoying it. You're always talking about how big your list is. Give us a number. An actual number? I don't have it numbered. Like, I would have to sit here and count it all the way through, and I'm no joke. It literally has to be approaching about 100, so I'm not gonna sit here and count that for you. I'm sorry. It's a lot. It's really a lot. It's a damn big list. The Shameless is so hard to watch. Talk about how you hate Shameless. I mean, I don't want to talk about how I hate Shameless if anyone's like upset about that, because like I don't like it. But if someone else likes the show, I don't want to be like, oh, it fucking sucks. Because I don't think it sucks. I just think the characters are so goddamn unlikable, I can't enjoy it. Didn't make it as far as you did. Really? I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm not supposed to like the shameless characters. I know you're not supposed to like the shameless characters, but that's also why I don't like the show. That's also why I don't like Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I don't like shows where there is no character for me to like. And some people are like, oh, that means you can't enjoy like cool anti-heroes or good villains. I'm like, that's not fucking true. I just need something to balance out the horrible shittiness of the other characters. Just one light at the end of the tunnel. And there are shows like Always Sunny and Shameless that have none. They are all horrible pieces of shit who make bad decisions, and I don't like them. So yeah, I just can't like a show like that. That's just not for me. I have not seen Killing Eve. I remember seeing like promos and like promotional images for it all the fucking time. I want to say it was on AMC or something, because I want to say I always saw these promos somehow associated with The Walking Dead. But yes, I know of the show, have not seen it. It's one of your favorite shows, really. Wow. Maybe I'll watch that then. Okay. Add it to the fucking list. Actually, I think Killing Eve is probably on the list, but who knows? I can see that they all kind of suck, especially... Oh, fucking Debbie, dude. Debbie was one of the characters I wanted to like so much, too. I was like, I'm trying to like you. I'm really desperately trying to like you. I fucking hated her, so... Just couldn't do it. Forgot what season, but when Fiona started spiraling in and has her downfall, I just had... Yeah, same, I think it was around the same... I want to say the end of season 6 is when Fiona had her huge downfall, and that just destroyed me, dude. I was like, you were the last person. You were the one person, like, keeping it together. And now none of you are. So, yeah, I couldn't do it after that. I feel like Game of Thrones fell off when they ran out of books. I don't 100% agree with that, because there's stuff in season 6 and even season 7 where I'm like, that's good. That's good shit. Or even where I'm like, that was an overall really fucking good episode. But there were some storylines and some characters that they just clearly did not fucking know what to do with if they didn't have the book as a guideline. Tyrion was absolutely one of them. When they didn't have the book to go off of, they really just didn't know what to do with him. As much as I love Arya to death, I feel like watching it from beginning to end, I'm like, they did not really give her a satisfying arc, per se. She pretty much just is the same person forever. She just gets better at being able to kill people. So, I don't know. There's a lot about the show in hindsight. I'm like, ooh, you fucked that up pretty bad. But there's a lot in hindsight. I suggest a rewatch for all of you as well, because there is a lot in hindsight where I'm like, I forgot how fucking good that was, or I didn't even realize how good that was, kind of thing. So, rewatch the show. I recommend it. I do agree, though. Some of the best lines were taken straight out of the book. Those were typically the best lines. Oh, I'm so far behind. I'm gonna have to try my best to catch up, because I really gotta wrap it up. I gotta go to bed. I got work in the morning, but let me just try and go so fucking hard here. Not safe for work drawing. Yes, it is a not safe for work drawing, if you must know. They're also fucked up. Makes you feel like you're doing half decent in life. See, it doesn't. For me, I'm like, ooh, I notice the similarity here or there. It makes me feel like I'm doing really shitty in life. That was another reason I didn't like it. They ran out of material to adapt, and the writing fell to fools who didn't know what they were doing. See, again, I'm like, there are certain scenes where I'm like, they know what they have the potential. They know how to make a good scene or a good episode. But there are some characters specifically that they just did not fucking know what to do with them. The next Lost. Oh, don't mention the Golden Girls. I'm still sad about it. I'm still sad. They got to the point where they didn't know what to write about. Yep. Great concept. I'm not gonna watch it. I'm sorry. I'm just not gonna watch it. I had to double check if the person bugging you about Will of Time was me. No, it wasn't you. I say bugging, like I'm being mean about it. I hope that person's not watching and they're like, oh no. Like, don't worry, you're not bugging me. It gets worse, but the early scenes are made running. Yeah. I have to start harassing him about killing Eve if it gets results. Don't harass me, please. I'm so stressed out, please. Tyrion was dumb after season 4. He really was. Killing Eve got me through the beginning of COVID. Oh, nice. I'm trying to remember what show got me through COVID right at the start. I think I just did rewatches of everything at the start. Didn't get into new stuff until I realized, like, oh shit, this is going to go on for more than a month. Witcher throws me with the CGI sometimes too. Ooh, okay, that I will say. Season 2, baby, Season 2. Season 1 on The Witcher, the CGI, it had its moments where I thought it was good, and moments where I was like, that looks pretty bad, actually. Season 2, the special effects that I have seen, at least in the first 2 episodes, I'm like, there is a marked change. It looks so fucking good now. So, just want to throw that out there. I thought I'd be sick trying to watch Wonder Woman 1984. I'm sorry. I didn't think the movie was that bad, but okay. Look, Tyrion is so fucking annoying at the time. That would have been season 5, but then the show made him dumb. I do kind of, well, I don't know about annoying. Where is that in the book? I mean, where they leave him at the end of the 5th book, I'm like, oh, I'm so fucking excited for whatever's about to happen right here. But yeah, in the show, they made him kind of dumb. I don't think it's hinted that he's a Targaryen. I think it's hinted that the traveling companion that they're with is a Targaryen, and I think that will actually happen in the book. Big spoilers for anyone who hasn't read the Game of Thrones books. Highly recommend those as well, because any issues you had with the storytelling of the show, you ain't gonna get it in the books. But problem with that is the books aren't finished, and I am at this point convinced they never will be. Because I really thought we would have had the 6th book by now, and the fact that we don't, I'm like, I really think the dude is gonna die before he even puts out the fucking 6th book, to be honest. Damn it, I'm getting far behind again. I have to wrap this up. No character to like issue made it hard for me to get into Breaking Bad. Took me the who? Oh, no character to like issue. Really? There were plenty of characters in Breaking Bad that I liked a lot. I mean, I don't think there's any like saints on the show or anything, but there were characters where I was like, okay, there's something there for me to latch onto and be like, okay, I like you enough. Some of the other shows, though, I'm like, there's nothing. There's literally nothing. Wheel of Time has the same budget as The Witcher. If it's the same budget as The Witcher, I'm fine with the way The Witcher looks. Like, even in the first season when it had its kind of iffy moments, I wasn't like, I didn't hate it. I thought it looked fine. Or not fine, but I thought it looked okay. Okay enough for me to watch. A BBC production? Ow. Yeah, I'm sorry, Just Do It. This is always how my streams go. I try to read everything, and as such, I just fall super far behind. But I don't want to leave everyone, or like, leave anyone out. That's never any fun. I've been in plenty of streams before where I type something in and then just get completely ignored, and I'm like, oh, I wanted them to say something. So yeah, if I ever skip anything you say, feel free to call me out on it. I swear I don't do it on purpose. You're always like 10 minutes behind. Yeah. Wouldn't have minded Danny's end if they didn't go about it in less than 4 episodes. Exactly. If that was a 2-season arc of her falling into madness and then eventually having to be killed by her lover, that would have been so good. It would have been tragic. It would have broken my heart. And then they were like, oh, she's good, she's evil. Okay. Will the not safe for work drawing be on OnlyFans? No, but you can find it somewhere. I'll never tell, but you can find it somewhere. Game of Thrones rewatches hurt too much. Okay, I will say that is true. When I was rewatching season 1 in particular, there are so many moments where I'm like, kill him right now. Please, you don't understand. You don't understand how much pain you're gonna suffer if you don't fucking kill him right now. And they don't. Like, specifically when Arya has Joffrey's sword pointed right at him, like, it's just a little spat, basically, between Kit. Well, it's a little more than that, but still. It's pretty clear in that moment, like, obviously no one's gonna kill each other. But looking back on that moment, you're like, oh, you should have done it. You should have straight up fucking stabbed him in the throat right then and there. Like, so much pain would have been saved. But in a way, that makes rewatching it kind of fun, because there's a lot of, especially with prophecy kind of stuff, where someone's like, you're destined to be this or that. In some cases, you're like, oh, that's true, actually. You did do that. Or like, nope, absolutely not. So, in that regard, the rewatch is fun, but it is kind of painful. That's true. Again, I'm like, Danny's End, I'll bet money that's exactly how George R.R. Martin has in mind how it's gonna go. Like, Jon Snow is gonna stab her in the heart, probably right in front of the Iron Throne before she ever actually gets a chance to sit on it. I guarantee that's how it's gonna go. It's not going to be such a dramatic shift, though. Ain't no fucking way. Oh, I know you would. Oh, I know you would. Hey, it is a long time no see. How's it going? You should bully me about Pose, because I really, really want to watch that. Stop bullying. Are you the one who's been bullying me about Wheel of Time? Everyone, stop bullying me about these fucking shows. I'm so goddamn stressed already. Thank you, Chance. It's only valid if the darn books would ever get finished. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, I do want to be like, oh, read the books instead. They're so fucking good, and there's no way they're going to fuck up the ending like that. But there is no ending yet. There's still 2 whole-ass books. A lot of stuff that has not come out. You can subscribe all you want if you can find it. If you can find it. I do a good job to hide my identity on that account. So Fantasy hat. Oh, actually, I don't. There's one thing on that account that would give away who I am in a heartbeat to any of you. So I challenge you. Go find it. If you think you found it, message me. Send it to me. I'll tell you if you did or not. There's no fucking way you're gonna find it. Like, I genuinely don't waste your time. There's no way you're gonna find it. But it's possible. Bookterians, where do horrors go thing was super annoying. Yeah, okay, yeah, I agree with that. That was super fucking irritating. I don't see why that was a part of the story. Having the streamer miss it is just part of life. I wouldn't have blasted if I couldn't handle that. That's true, but it still hurts my feelings, and I don't want to hurt anyone else's feelings. The contacts in The Witcher stick out to me. I do agree with that, but I don't think it's the contacts in The Witcher. I think contacts stand out in any show. I know a lot of people watch The Witcher and they're like, oh, I didn't even notice the contacts this Ciri's wearing. And I'm like, you couldn't see the thick ass, like, bulbous contact lens that she's wearing? It looks really apparent to me when someone's wearing contacts or colored contacts as opposed to just when they digitally change it. Because when they digitally change it, it looks so good. Because I agree with Yennefer, it looks so good. But it's expensive, it takes more time. I see why they do the contacts, but it would do wonders for them to never at any point use contacts ever again. That would be fucking awesome. Earth Sea. I don't even know about that. The live action Avatar is still in the works, but it's been delayed and changed, and it may never ever come out. Let's be real. It may not. And it's definitely starting to go a bit crazy in the books, but you see, in the books, I'm like, I don't see her going crazy. I definitely see her really starting to feel the stress of ruling, which I think smartly in the books is going to be played on and continued and turned into her eventual madness. But in the show, it was like, oh, she's really stressed about this, but she's a badass and fixed it anyways, and continued on with that kind of mentality all the way up to the final season, where it's like, oh, her best friend died, now she's evil. I was like, she's lost other friends and family members. Like, wow, the fuck was that supposed to, I don't know. Let's not get into it too much. Could have been playing UFC and it looked like these men. Why are you playing that stupid game? Sorry, that was mean. Play whatever game you want to. I just don't like fighting games. Unless it's like Mortal Kombat, where I can be as like insanely cartoonish as possible. That's right, just do it. What if it's Scooby walking in the background? You might have guessed what the hint is already. But you wouldn't see him walking in the background though. Like, you understand I do NSFW artwork, right? Like comics and drawn stuff. It's not like me. But Scooby is how you would be able to tell. And that's all I'll say. You've yet to see my sleuthing ability. I'm curious to see if anyone can find it, because if you do, oh my god, the shock you will be in for. I'm that bitch bullying you about Wheel of Time. I knew you were. I'm gonna watch it, I promise. Okay, you see, Yen's contacts, she rarely wears contacts. I have a feeling the actor really, really doesn't like to do it, so they go out of their way to not do it for her too much. Like, Siri, I notice, wears them a bit more than Yennefer does, and Geralt, Henry Cavill, like, he always, or almost, there's like literally like one or two scenes where they digitally change it, but he almost always has contacts in. Yennefer, most of the time, does not have them in, and it's very nice when she doesn't. There's a particular shot that I don't know how to like pull it up without potentially getting like a copyright risk, but there's a shot of, big spoiler alert for season 1, there's a shot of Yennefer, she's on a beach because a certain character died. You'll know what I'm talking about if you've seen the first season. There's a shot of her looking out at the sea, and the sunlight is hitting her eyes, and it's clear they digitally just graded it to a purple color. It looks gorgeous. Like, it looks so fucking good. It looks so cool. If they could just constantly do that, that would be great. I know, that's also another thing. I'm like, those contacts are so unbearably uncomfortable. If I was one of those actors, I'd be like, you better figure it out in post, because I'm not wearing that shit. Like Daenerys in Game of Thrones, in the book, she's supposed to have like lavender colored eyes. Same as Yennefer, actually. And I know they almost did that in the show, but eventually we're like, it's a little heavy-handed on the fantasy thing, and it would make the actors super uncomfortable. And there's a lot of like really heavy shit that this actor's gonna have to do. So, again, I'm like, just digitally start grading people's eyes. I think that's the way of the future right there. Really? I didn't know about that either. Those contacts are... I really gotta wrap this up, guys. Every time I almost caught up, y'all like go into a slew of comments, which I appreciate. Oh wait, actually that reminds me. Am I able to do that? Okay, yeah. I'm gonna give you all an ad right now. I'm not doing it to be an asshole. I'm so fucking broke right now. I literally just need money. So here's your ad. I'll be right back. Oh, ads, so much fun. I'm a bit of the actress, Yen and Siri disliking each other. What? No, that kind of sucks. I hope they don't actually dislike each other, because I saw a video of them doing like something together and it seemed like they were friends. And the characters specifically need to have a really strong bond, so I hope that's not true. Does she want to bang me? Damn. Still surprises me that George R. R. Martin wrote Fire and Blood before it completed. It doesn't surprise me, it pisses me off, is what that does. George R. R. Martin, you write a damn good series, but can you fucking finish it, please? Please. If you had written the first book and just never did anything after that, I'd be like, oh, well, that's really disappointing. We didn't get to see where all those stories went, but oh well. That motherfucker went all the way up to the 5th book with a crazy cliffhanger ending for almost every character, and then never comes out with another book. Excuse me. See, series, it seems like series half and half. They're like, oh, contacts this time, oh, digital this time. But I do notice with Siri, when they digitally change it, they don't always digitally change it to the right shade of green. And that kind of distracts me. I'm like, you need to get that correctly, but, points for trying. I do make comics. Just... it's not superheroes. You willing to sell that answer? I am, actually. But no, legitimately on that account, I do at one point intend to open up like commissions for people. So yes, at some point I will be selling that not safe for work art. Just need enough people to think it's good and actually know about it. Anya had a bad reaction to them, which is why she never wore them in season 1. I kind of figured, yeah. I'm like, it's pretty apparent to me that she specifically, they digitally change it, because she very rarely wears those contacts. When she does, it's noticeable, but most of the time, no. Music on Wheel of Time is amazing. Oh, hell yeah. I don't want to YouTube search it, though. I want to go into the show completely blind, so that when I watch that first episode, I can be like, oh, shit. I am doing you dirty. I am. But it's literally just because I feel like, no joke, one of the main reasons I'm not revealing, like, where this is at that you can get, is simply because I feel like if my YouTube account was linked to that, they would just like demonetize my YouTube account just for association reasons. I don't know if that's true though. I mean, like, Trisha Paytas has like an OnlyFans and a YouTube channel, but she's also had run into like a lot of fucking issues with that. So I don't know. I think I'll keep them separate. Well, if you didn't get an ad, then it's just inserted in there for people watching it later. I don't know. He's writing every fucking thing but A Song of Ice and Fire. That's what I'm saying. I'm like, you know how much I'm excited for the Elden Ring game? Very. You know how much I want him to finish those fucking books? Very much more. That's what I'm fucking saying. What are your comics about? I wouldn't say they're heavy on story. There's a little bit of story. Like, I'm a good writer, I think. But, yeah, I wouldn't say the story is like the main focus of those comics. They leave her natural blue eye color instead of green, and it makes my eye twitch whenever I see it. Yeah, sometimes they do. Sometimes they do. But sometimes in the second season so far, I've noticed it once. I'm hoping it's only the once, because they did it a couple times in season 1 also, where they'll like shade it, but it's like emerald green. It's not like any kind of natural looking color, even in terms of like a vibrant eye color. It just looks unnatural. So anytime they do that, I get a little, like, gives me the eye twitch. Do you have an example of your I can't. I can't. The whole point is I can't. How can people know if you don't share? Well, exactly. I know the music's not going to spoil me or anything. It's just, it'll spoil what the music is. And I love... Okay, I feel like this sounds dumb of me saying this, but I love when you're watching... Okay, Euphoria is a perfect example of this. I loved when I opened up that first episode, and I was just like, okay, it's got like a neat little vibe to the soundtrack. And then the music just fucking popped off, and I was like, oh, what the fuck? I didn't know it was gonna sound like this. I didn't know it was gonna be this good. So for that reason, I don't even want to listen to the music for Wheel of Time until I see it in the show. I don't think it's a thing lots of YouTubers have OnlyFans. Yeah, well, and they all have issues with it. Like, once you have that crossover, there's always the issue of people being like, oh, well, can't monetize someone who, you know, does porn. So, there's always that risk. Yes? I'm streaming right now, but what's up? Okay. I'm almost done. I'll be out in a minute. My roommate says hi. She cannot stop getting canceled. I know. It's kind of iconic, but also it's frustrating. Nobody can take her down. You see, I'm not even frustrated. At this point, I'm like... I wouldn't call myself a Trisha Paytas, like, stan, because like, she's fucking insane, but it's just so fun to watch. Like, I kind of hope she never gets taken down, just because it's always something. It's entertainment. Like, it is goddamn entertainment. I am doing self-inserts. Yes, I am. No shame on that. Hell yes, I am. What the fuck? Those comics will definitely sell. I wish. Who's Stan Chris? House of the Dragon disturbs me. I wish they would just adapt black fantasy stories instead of inserting us into spaces we don't belong. It stands out in a bad way. Wait, what? Are they, like, diversifying the cast of House of Dragon or something? I don't know anything about the show. I've literally only seen the trailer that had Matt whatever in it, and I was just like, okay. I'm sorry, I'm just super not hyped for that show. I like Trisha until I find out she beat her husband. No, yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's a fucking piece of shit. I say it facetiously of, like, I hope she never gets taken down because, like, she's an asshole and she deserves to get taken down. But I enjoy the entertainment is all I'm saying. It's like watching Jersey Shore. I'm like, these people fucking suck, but god damn is this entertaining. Get drunk so we can listen to music again. I was thinking about doing that for this one, but like I said, I'm so broke right now. I'm like, I need every last bit of money I can get right now, so I had to have this one be a monetizable stream. But I'll do another, maybe not a drunk one, but definitely like a karaoke one before too long. Music is in the old tongue and imagine. Oh, really? That's fucking cool. Once he's actually killed that one. Damn, that was more force than I expected, actually. Good night, Just Do It. There's black people with bright blonde. Oh. I mean, I bet that was them being like, look, we're being diverse. Y'all hated Game of Thrones because it wasn't diverse enough. Now we're being diverse. It's like, okay, well, I don't think that's what people fucking meant, dumbasses. But, I mean, I guess there's a way you could be like, I don't like to see this unnecessarily inserted in here for the sake of not getting shit on by your fans, but I guess on a positive note, it's like, well, those actors, you know, black actors got some work. It's always nice when someone gets a paycheck. I don't fucking know. I'm just trying to be positive. American Gods. I still haven't really gotten into that show, but I would like to. I only watched for Ricky Little, but it had its moment. I heard something about that just went, like, way off the deep end. I don't know what, but... Not safe for work drawings equals money. Oh no, for sure, but... You still gotta make a name for yourself, and I'm still in that stage right now. You know, I'm approaching 5,000 subscribers, which, hell yes! I'm like, let's go, baby! But, with my like Twitter account that has all my not safe for work stuff on it, I'm at almost 400 now, which is good. I started with literally nothing and nobody knew about anything. I just started posting and as such have gotten to that point in a relatively short amount of time. So you're right, it does sell, but you still gotta make a name for yourself first. The casting choices in House of the Dragon interesting, but if fan response says anything, an adaptation of Rage of Dragons would probably become huge if done right. Possibly. I'm not gonna do it. I'm not gonna listen to nothing. No. I mean, I've never had an issue seeing black elves in The Witcher. Because, I mean, as far as I can tell, especially in the books, they don't describe elves as being like, oh, they're, I don't know what you would say, they're like super fair-skinned and blonde hair or whatever. Like, they say that they're pretty, and that they mention that, like, Filavandrel is fair-skinned and blonde hair and all that, but they don't really specify on any of the other ones, so that's never really bothered me. But I'm also white, and I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about most of the time, so I am gonna act different when I hit 10K, because then I'll be important. Two rubs are gonna jump up a lot watching real time. Oh, the subs, yeah. I imagine it. What I fucking just because you said that, it makes me want to start watching it now. Which I'm like, I need to finish the shows that I'm watching currently, but they're not doing very well. My TWT, what does that mean? Oh, Twitter. Fucking hell, dude. This is what I mean when I say I'm fucking old. That's how you know I'm 28 and I just look young, because oh man. And I'm not telling you. You have to find out. You have to find it yourself. You have to do some digging. And like I said, I will be genuinely surprised. Anyone can find it. Like, it is not at all the content you probably think it is. It is not at all... I don't really know where I was going with that. It's not at all the content what you're thinking it is, probably. I almost definitely guarantee it's not. Like, in a way it is, but in a way it's definitely not. I know it's only 8 episodes, but that's the same thing with all my other shows that's taken me fucking 4 years to finish. It's so hard. It's just awkward, I don't know. There's plenty of stories not set in Europe that Hollywood doesn't adapt. Oh, I see. Okay, I see what you mean by that, yeah. It's sort of like, why insert, like, said black characters into this fantasy world when there are other fantasy stories with black characters in them specifically. I get what you're saying. But on the same stroke, it's like, here's this popular, you know, fantasy show or book or whatever, and here's a little bit of, you know, diversity. Is it a handout sometimes? Yeah, but I guess it's better than being fucking racist. Well, I don't know. Giving a handout is kind of racist. This conversation's got me stumped a little bit. I think at the end of the day, you're basically just right. It's like, there's plenty of other stories to tell that have black characters in them, so just do it that way. I guess all I was trying to say is, it doesn't upset me to see, like, a black elf in a fantasy story. I'm like, oh, cool. And then I just move on. I can literally remember the first live stream after Lovecraft Country, so the fact you're at 5K and really sure nice. Yeah, that's true, that's true. Which, thank you, Aubrey. Oh my god. Like, Lovecraft Country did a lot for this channel, for sure. Dark still, I think, did more for this channel than anything. Dark was a huge thing for my channel. It's a good show, too. Still my favorite. Still my favorite. But yeah, Lovecraft Country, I'm trying to remember where I was at. I think Lovecraft Country was the show that bumped me up, like, above 2,000. It doesn't seem like it's been a year, but it's been. It has. It's been quite a bit of time, actually. It's been more than a year, actually. That's fucking crazy that it's been more than a year since Lovecraft Country. That's insane. I really thought that was like last summer, but no, that was the summer before that. Oy, oy vey. I mean, the people that have watched Wheel of Time, from what I hear, are really gung-ho on it. What is going on? Let me just black characters. I want to see a movie about the Mongols. Oh, okay, yeah, that's also a good point. That would be cool. And not where they're just like the Disney Channel villains of the story, you know? Like, I've seen Mongols in a couple stories, and every single time it's just the, you know, the evil, supreme evil villain that's over there that's trying to kill me. Regardless of the fact that there's, you know, they were people, so there is complexity to it. Did the Mongols do a lot of fucked up shit? Absolutely, but so did fucking everybody. Jade City is really a Hong Kong gangster film, Sopranos style drama. Ooh, that actually does sound pretty cool. Of course, Chance, and I always like hearing from you guys. Is it New Year reminiscing time? Why? Did I do something on New Year's that... Did I do something so fun that I forgot it? I got many 1 stars because it had Black Peeps as main characters. Oh. In Wheel of Time, though, isn't that like how it's explained in the book? Even in the book, those characters are described as, you know, very diverse and all around. Not all white people, basically, and not all straight. Have you watched Yellow Jackets? No, but I will be. You do still need to watch Dark? You do, you do. Dark is where you discovered me just in time. The Detroit Become Human drunk streams are a core memory. They are. Those were really fun. But you know what really fucking upsets me? Detroit Become Human is also another game. I'm like, I would love to play that again with everybody. But I don't think I will. Because I found out that the creator of that game is a fucking sexual assaulting asshole. And I'm like, ugh, again. Like, can I just enjoy something? I fucking hate how everything gets ruined by someone in the project just being a fucking piece of shit. And good morning, Isabella. Yeah, those were fun. Those were really fun. I don't think it was too bad in terms of the Uncanny Valley when I was drunk during those. I'll be honest, though, I'm pretty forgiving when it comes to the Uncanny Valley. I'm not the person who's like, oh, that looks weird, I can't do it. I feel like my brain pretty quickly like establishes something as the norm, so if I see it for more than like 5 minutes, I'm like, okay, that's just what it looks like. Yes, looking back on this past year. I'm so damn old, I always wanted a cute nerd like you in college. Aw, thank you. I mean, I'm old as fuck, too. I feel old as fuck. Main cast was kind of open for interpretation, said the dark hair and eyes. Yeah, I mean, if you only describe the hair and eyes, in my opinion, you can go with whatever fucking race you want, as long as you fill the quota of the, you know, the dark hair, dark eyes, whatever those descriptions are. Didn't hear about Detroit, that's terrible. Yeah, no, the guy who wrote the game, or that directed the game, whatever the fuck his name is. David Cage, yes. He's a fucking asshole. I want to see Yellow Jackets, but I don't want to pay for an 8th streaming service. I know, for real. What is Yellow Jackets on? Because I'll be 100% honest, I never said this. I will 100% just claim it's a joke in every court I ever go to. I'll just fucking torrent that show if I really, like, if I have to, because I can't do another streaming service. I literally can't. There are too fucking many. It's on Showtime. Fuck. Oh, wait. I might have a bundle with HBO that actually gets me Showtime. I might have that. I'll have to double check, but I might actually have Showtime. All right, but it is late. It's actually late for me now, finally. 2.5 hours stream, not too bad. At this point, it seems like all gaming companies seem to be toxic. Yeah, they are. They are. Well, like I said, if I have Showtime, I'll just watch it there. But if not... But anyways, you all have a great night, afternoon, morning, whatever it is for you. I know it's morning for you, Isabella. But thank you all for joining me. It's been nice. I know we haven't done a lot of streams, but like I said, it's because I'm either at work, filming a video, editing a video, or doing my artwork. And the artwork can either be for my, not safe for work stuff on my other, Twitter account, or it could be my artwork for this very channel. So, I'm just very, very busy. I apologize for not being able to do as many streams or if there's any delays in content, but I'm trying my absolute best for y'all. And I appreciate all the support. And that's about it.